Okay, so I think I discovered this is part of the problem with this area. If you can see through the haze, right there is an electrical tower, and this is all wiring. Right there is an electrical tower. It's gigantic, two of them, and then there's this all wiring, and then boom, 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 electrical towers, electrical towers, electrical towers, electrical towers, electrical towers. Do you see them? Electrical towers. The whole entire place is surrounded by them. There's no escaping the electromagnetic energy. And then you put 5G towers in between this kind of whatever this is, and it's weird. The energy is definitely weird. This is a big, big part of the problem. As you can see, there are power lines all up and down the street on this side. Then on this side, there's a 5G tower right there. Power lines everywhere. Sorry. Power lines everywhere. 5G towers right next to the power lines. We'll show you. There, I don't know. Can you see them in the rearview mirror right there? Oh, I'll put a thing later. That is all power lines right there. They surround the neighborhoods. Those are hanging into people's houses, and they are surrounding people's houses. Right here is a brand new development of houses with the power structure directly across the street. Right down the street from here, I will show you if the light ever fucking turns, the 5G tower that is at the end of these lines of towers. This is why this place is so messed up. And there's an oil refinery at the end as well. When you allow that kind of industrial revolution in your town, you open yourself up to all of the industrial revolutions, and then you end up a polluted city. All right, and power lines. All the way down. All the way down. And right here at this stoplight, if you zoom in on these palm trees, this one right here, oh well, I'll show it, is actually a 5G tower. That's not a palm tree, my friends. The rest of them are palm tree, palm tree, palm tree. Oops, sorry for the fog. Palm tree. Boom! 5G tower instead. Ain't that a kick in the fucking dick? And then here are the freaking power lines leading right. I hope this camera's not too shaky. And if it is, I do apologize, to the gym. And guess what's up here? Surrounding the gym. Will you look at that? It's power lines. Power lines, surrounding the entire gym, leading all the way. This street right here leads you to the ocean, leading all the way to the ocean. And then this street right here with all these power lines, right next to these trees are multi-million-dollar homes. These are the little piggies who have built their house with feathers on quicksand. And there they are again, the power lines leading all the way to the sea. Okay, friends, so please excuse my disheveled look. It is 6-something a.m. and I'm on my way into the gym to take a shower. Anywho, so as you can see, the beach cities also have a class system. And here's a little history about Huntington Beach. A long time ago, it's part of their history, and they love to talk about it. They decided to allow oil drilling in the area as they thought that it would increase productivity and bring more money to the area. What it did was industrialize this beach town and turn it into a more working class beach town. That means that there are a lot more homeless people. That means that there is a lot more commercial activity going on. You're going to see a lot of 18-wheelers driving up and down Beach Boulevard, which ruins the grooves of the street. You are going to see oil drilling. You are going to see 5G towers. You are going to see electrical towers. Anything that is part of the Industrial Revolution is tested out here. And the reason that it is because the citizens allowed that kind of energy in into their environment many, many years ago when they allowed oil drilling. There's other towns in this area that said no. And they were told that they were going to be poorer towns, but now in the long run, they might be on paper the poorer town or whatever because they don't have the oil money coming in. However, these towns like Huntington Beach are polluted. And Huntington is not as nice of a beach as Newport Beach. And on Huntington Beach, that's the beach you're going to find the oil refinery across the street. And you're going to find the 5G towers all over the residential areas. You don't find that in Newport Beach. You don't find that in Laguna in the same way you don't find a Planet Fitness. All of that kind of low class stuff. And I'm not saying that talking about anybody because I use Planet Fitness and I live in a fucking car right now. So all of that low class stuff goes into the area that is more working class. And if you are an area that allows oil drilling, you become industrial whether you want to or not. And these people mistakenly think that they're living a fancy life. And are they living a fancier life than somebody who's living in Cerritos? Maybe in the way that they're closer to nature. But other than that, they have forfeited any sort of health, wellness, comfort, and all of the benefits of the beach by allowing something so hideous and polluted to be in their environment constantly. And this gym that I'm sitting at is across the street from an industrial park and down the street from an oil drill, just like one of those things that pumps the oil right out of the ground. And there's no way that you can still be fancy, that you can still be well kept, and that you can still be clean and tidy as a rich neighborhood with that kind of thing going on. And people are just really caught up on what they're sold and the idea of things, and they don't really pay attention. And a lot of times people do not know what to do with their money. And in my opinion, the people in this area do not know what to do with their money. All right, so and here are the power lines around the Trader Joe's all the way down there, connecting here like a grid, thick like molasses, and all the way around. I haven't seen a power grid like this since I was in Compton. Hello, friends. So we finally made it to Newport Beach, and I'm feeling much better. I started to feel better as soon as we got on the Pacific Coast Highway. And when we reached the city limits of Huntington Beach, my head started to feel a lot less tension. I get a lot of tension in my head, my sinuses, my temples, my chest. I always have this like aching in my stomach in that area, and this tremendous just tension in my whole body. It feels like electricity, and it's just constant, and it's inescapable in that area. And once you go into that area and kind of get that energy in your system, it's hard to release it. That place is absolutely insane, but you can see why. Hopefully next time I'd have to drive the PCH, I'll get a really good view of the refinery that I was talking about, the blue one, because today there was some smoke coming out of it. It's really creepy. And that is it. I mean, that has to be the reason for why the energy is so toxic. And even the people, they behave in a toxic manner. And it is something that needs to be fixed, truthfully.